Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Where am I here? Let me turn this bit of a extra light on. Okay. Guten Morgen, guten Abend, and all in between. So, as French say, what's up? Emmanuel says, hello, Marin. Hello, dear. And don't forget, guys, the protocol, like Emmanuel does. Look, M/29 Boston. That means male 29 from Boston. So in three little code, I can know gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. And Mazakaral says, hello, Mazakaral says, 30 male Australia. Thank you for that. He says, I'm married now. Congratulations. But my mind goes back to the past, and I think back to memories and flashbacks with my ex. Will this stop as time goes on? Whether it stops or not doesn't matter. You made a choice with given everything, weighed everything that you could weigh. You had a relationship with the ex. Obviously, if it was going to work out, it would have worked out. It didn't, one way or another, which means it's not a suitable thing to, or was not possible to continue it one way or another for whatever reason. Who cares? The reality is that you have moved on from it one way or another and you are married. So these memories are meaning nothing because you could be remembering when you were a kid and something fell on the floor and you ate it, and then later on you found out it was not chocolate, it was cockroach or a piece of shit, dog shit. So what? It doesn't exist. It doesn't bother you anymore. It was whatever it was then, mistakes or whatever it was. It's just a memory. So you can think about the memory, laugh about it, or enjoy it, or but understand that the memory is dead. That what you have a memory of is no longer part of your life. So enjoy the memory, but focus on what's the reality in the present moment, the now. That's where everything's happening. So what benefit you get by constantly thinking about something in the past? It's good for a story, for a memory. All stories are in the past, so it's enjoyable, but nothing to hang your hat on and nothing current. It's dead, whatever it is. So enjoy it when you want and don't try to get rid of it. Let it be there. But focus on the decisions that you've made, on the availability, compatibility, reality, and actuality of your wife now. Try to bond with her. And the more you think of the past, the sweeter and nicer you become to your present wife. And bring your emotions to her. And before you know it, you will love her more than anyone you ever did. Because ultimately, she's the one you married for one reason or another. You came to that conclusion. The timing was right. The decision was right. The action is taken. Then navigate this ship properly in the ocean of life rather than keep looking back at other ships or whatever else happened before. They're all dead, they don't exist. Stick to what exists, and that's your wife and you. All right. Emmanuel says, I know you're not a doctor, but at what age do you think the most hormonal activity occurs? My interest in sex began when I was 24. Isn't that a little too late considering how kids are nowadays? Whether late or not, it's like saying, I had a bucket of ice cream or bucket of or bag of popcorn. Everybody start eating theirs a month ago. I start eating mine now, which means you have more popcorn left for the longer time. When they're finished, you still got popcorn left. So, what the hell is your question for? What difference does it make when you started it? Yeah. So you have that much of it still ahead of you. Enjoy. I had a Aikido master had come to our university from Hawaii, and I was like 19 years old, and he was, I think, in his, I think, 55, 60 years old at the time, I think. And he was talking about the behavior of different students from different nationalities, about Aikido and about questions as students. And he said, Japanese students don't ask any question. They just do what they're told or what they're being shown. They're very respectful and do. And then he said, American students, they ask too many questions, which stops them from actually learning because they're constantly asking questions. So you are questioning things that is really needed here. There doesn't help you or do anything for you. So who cares? In other words, it's irrelevant. Enjoy your life. Right now you're enjoying it, right? Enjoy it. Now, when did I start driving? Who cares? Are you enjoying the driving? Well, that's all. Live your life. Mozakarai, is it? Mazakaral says, Salam Mehranjun. Oh, Salam, Sonia. Oh, that's Sonia. I went one lower line. Says, thank you, sir. That means a lot. Mazakaral. Oh, okay. What was your question? Gee, I'm getting old. I soon forgot. Ah, oh, I see. The X. Yeah, that's right. Good. You're welcome. And Sonia says, Salam Mehranjun. Salam, Sonia June. You haven't been around for a bit. We missed you. And it, Atif, Atif, you haven't been here for a long time. I remember you. I think if that's the same Atif. Says, hey, Mehran. Yeah, I guess so. 39, male, New York City. Nice to see you. I wondering, do you think it's even necessary to get married or have a long-term relationship? The only thing I would love to have kids, but don't know if I'll be able to sustain a long-term relationship because I enjoy being alone. Well, you enjoy being alone, as you know, almost many things in life is a habit. So when you do something for one reason or another long enough, then you think that's what I want to do. Not necessarily your choice, but it's become your habit. Once it becomes a habit, then it's no longer about what you do or don't want because you've conditioned yourself to do this, whatever it is you do. So you live alone for a long time. Yes, you will get used to it, especially if you're productive. In my life, I've got many things I want to accomplish. Um, there are many things I want to do, whether it's work out or write something or consult, um, with people through my site when they make appointments and so on, or you want to research. So there's so many things that I like to do. that conditions you and makes you feel I don't need anyone else to feel or have an excuse to know how to spend my time. Yes, definitely, I would love companionship and so on and so forth. But if you, for one reason or other, have ended up spending so much time of your life due to duties or responsibilities or preferences for accomplishing certain important tasks, such as raising your children or whatever it is you're paying attention to, your career or whatever it is that you're responsible for to accomplish. One reason or another, you end up going through life um, uh, without a long-term relationship, maybe short-term relationships or dating, this and that, because that's part of your nature. If you're a heterosexual male, so you love to uh, be associated with women and go on dates, so on. But you are so fulfilled in your life that you don't want the rest of the story that would have to do with their personal challenges over and above the normalcy, the normal. I hate that word normalcy because that idiot Bill Gates uses it. I don't like to say that. But anyhow, meanwhile, back in the ranch. Um, so when you, what was I saying? I think we were talking about, where were we? Uh-huh. Yeah. So when you get used to it and you have a fulfilled life, you have plans and things you want to accomplish, then it becomes your habit. And afterwards, when you're no longer that busy, maybe, or you've accomplished lots of your things that you wanted to accomplish, now you want to have a long term relationship and perhaps live with her, but you're now conditioned to have a certain schedule, certain order in life that doesn't include your partner living with you. And that is something you can maybe, if you felt it's necessary to change it, which in some degree it might be necessary because we're human beings. We live to live in a pack, like wolves. And we like to have companion. We like to share things. We like to be romantic. We like to feel we have a backer or somehow we are more than one when we apply ourselves to the challenges of life. So you may want to rethink it logically rather than what's convenient for you now. Because right now, whatever it is based on your conditioning that you have received. Probably for a long time, you haven't been living with anyone and you haven't been in a long term relationship and you're fulfilled with your life. So, uh, human being doesn't usually change so easily. And that's your norm, that's your order, and you're happy with it. But remember, while I am fully with you on that, but when you get older, um, perhaps older than me, because I'm still great. I have my own time and I have my own challenges and my own projects and my own things that I want to accomplish. So I'm busy. But when you get so busy, you get so involved with your programs that you actually neglect the romance in your life, that beautiful feeling of having found a woman who's compatible with you or adds to the spice of life by the conversations that you will have, by activities that you will have, sportish activities that you will have, and all other things that would bring that beauty that life entails. Because life is not all about your duties and responsibilities and things you want to accomplish, it's also about nurturing that energy that is out there, and it's some kind of energy that you cannot make it. It comes from a different source. It's like no matter how many kind of a sweet things you mix together, it will never become a maple syrup because it has its own tree. It's specialized to that source. So no matter how much you entertain yourself and find solace and find um, contentment in life, it will never be as sweet as the taste of romance that you'll find the woman that you love and you want. You have things in common through conversations, through activities, sporting activities, travel, uh, experiences that of different sorts, whether academic or whatever else. It's a different journey, but you have to be ready mentally and physically for that. And if you feel the way you feel, it is very possible that you may actually neglect your physical fitness because you say, I'm not in any relationship anyhow, so I do what I want, I eat what I want. But when you have certain kind of a romance in your mind, in your life, you will be taking a little bit better care of yourself just because you like to be presentable to your woman. So these are some of the things that you may want to think about the future. Right now, you're very young, you don't have any need for anything. Once you hit a bit on the older side and you feel that, oh, I miss it, I'm ready now, I wish I, that may be too late because you may be so old that you won't be able to attract the kind of woman that you would have liked to be um, partnered with. So might as well you endure some of the shit that goes on in a relationship at a younger age, but keep that relationship healthy and savory and exciting, even though the challenges of the two consciousness are there, and she could come up with all kind of nonsense, or you could come up with all kind of nonsense that you guys would have to hash it out. But hash it out, because once you get to ages that is higher, you don't have time to hash it. You don't want to hash it. You just want something that's already been shaped and forged and is perfectly fitting and compatible. For that, you should start a bit earlier. Now, if turns out you or her become crazy and at the time that you've already hashed things out and you're ready, then she starts, uh, you know, um, flying away. That's a stupidity that not every woman has, but that's part of life. So I think it would be better to take the risk and build some, because I know you're young right now and you think, oh, well, I can have a date and there's so many pretty girls around. I'll have this for a month and that one for 2 weeks and then 6 months or whatever. But eventually, before you know it, you hit the age, and if you haven't taken good care of yourself, you may not be physically that attractive anymore to the girls, even the woman of close to your age, or they may be expecting something, and things would not end up the way you would have actually hoped. That I don't want any girlfriend right now, long-term relationship right now. I just want to date. But then you get busy with that, and by the time you're old, nobody looks at you anymore, or not the ones that you want them to look at you. So, so perhaps you have a foresight, and before now it's too early. You can still enjoy whatever the hell it is that you're doing. But when you hit 45, you should have figured out something that would be, you should have found your partner, dream partner. Yeah. Look at that. Cool. I have this view in my cup. Haha. Let me just make it, enhance it a little bit. Where is this? There we go. Huh? Oh, oh, I see. A little bit more, not less. There we go. That should do it. Yeah. Nice. Hawaii. My favorite. Maui. My favorite place. All right. So I hope that answers your question. Elmira is here. Hello, dear. How are you? Good to see you. And we have Rani Eidemeyer. Is it? Did I pronounce it right? Okay. Says, nobody I can distinguish. Nowadays, I can distinguish false attractions and real attractions. I'm just saying, I know it's false attraction, so I don't care. And then I move on. Is this wrong or good? Why should it be wrong? You are the master of choices and vetoes. Use it. You guys are so bamboozled thinking whatever this shit head up here, this head that's got full of shit in there, you think this is you. So whatever shows up, you believe it or you follow it. No, you're the boss. You're the master. You're beyond the brain. Brain is an apparatus. It's an organ. So whatever the shit it conjures up and suggests to you, you, based on the values and your preferences, you veto it or you select it. And most of the thing that it conjures up, you don't have to even pay attention to it. You create whatever it is that you want to choose or you want to be engaged and involved with, not what is being suggested. Suggestions are not the only menu. You guys think that you got to choose from what the brain suggests. No, you create your own initiative. You can refuse, reject every fucking thing that the brain suggests. Means not irrelevant to you because brain is doing whatever it's doing for its own stupidity that does or does not know. But your values is in your gatekeeper. Your values is in the superconsciousness. Your values is in the wise advocate. So you live your life based on your choices and vetoes. Not, I got to find out if this has shown up in my head. Is this true or not true? Is it false attraction or not? Just fuck them all. Don't give a shit about them. The ones that you choose is the one that you created based on the values that is already registered in your gatekeeper, in your wise advocate, in your super consciousness, by you. The parameters, standards have been chosen and selected by you. It's not like you go, it's a difference is like this. You go to a store and you choose from what's there versus you go to tailor, say, make this for me according to what I'm telling you. This texture, this textile, this design, this many stitches, you have it made, custom made. That's you. You choose what's out there. Well, that's a brain suggestion. You don't have to do that. You don't have to accept any of it. Hope that helps. Rani. Sonia Mona says hi. Sonia, you did say hi, didn't you? Aha. Yeah, because I hadn't noticed. And Abhishek is here, says, hello, Mehran. Oh, you changed my name. Mahararan. What? Maharan. I've got an extra A. Hey, I like A is good. Good grade. I've got double A's in there. 18 male India. Thank you for that. Says, why is it hard to forget the first girlfriend? Because there was no records of anything else being before it. It's like you have a clean white piece of paper. It's nothing in there. So it's the first thing that comes on it that will always be in your memory. It will never go away. You will always remember what was your first girlfriend or whatever, your boyfriend, whatever your case may be. So because whenever you draw something on a plain piece of paper that has nothing on it, that's what you will remember because there was nothing there before. Yeah. So That would be the first one that you will always remember. You may not care about it later on. That's perfectly fine. And that's usually how it goes. But that's the first one because there was nothing there before it. So it's just exclusively, that's the first thing that was drawn on the screen of your head in the romantic end of the things. Atif is here. So thank you, Mehran, for the thoughtful answer. This is an important topic for me. Okay. Delighted that you enjoyed it. Brani says, yes, sir, but I'm trying to recover, and people told that this count as reassurance and I should live with uncertainty. That's why I'm asking if it's a good thing to know that it's false attraction. Look, it's like saying anything that you pass by, you have to, like, for example, you go to a bazaar and there's so many different products on your way when you're going to find something you're interested or some particular store you're looking at. You're not supposed to find out if this suit that is presented there that you're passing by, it's a store, fits you or not. Is it your size or not? Before you decide no, you just are not interested in that. You know it. So you go on. Just because something is presented to you doesn't have to mean anything. You don't have to gauge it. You don't have to make sure, oh, it's presented. So I should see what if it suits me or not, if it fits me or not. If it fits me, maybe I should take it. If it doesn't fit me, maybe I should know. You don't need to do any of these. If it fits me or if it doesn't, I should know. Or no, you don't need to. You just pass by because you're not looking for it. You go look for what it is that you want to look for. So you don't need to come up to a conclusion. Understand this. You do not need to come up to a conclusion. You just simply don't pay attention to what you're not looking for and move on. And if something comes to your mind that seems like an idea, I mean, as plainly as I put it, many weird things can come to the brain. Many weird things that you've got nothing to do with it. You could be looking at this and suddenly you say, what if it goes up my ass? Because the brain can see so many millions of things that could be done to something somewhere, but has got nothing to do with your choices, preferences, and wanting that kind of a thought to be presented. But it is presented because the brain has got capabilities of all kind of thoughts, spitting it out. Because brain is not your intellect. It doesn't know what's doing. It just looks at something and any possibility that in the world, in life can exist, it can conjure it up. But you're not supposed to now say now something that's been thrown at me or suggest that I should choose or not choose or figure out something about it. No, you don't. Like I walk in the street, so many people are talking with each other, talking all kinds of things. I don't have to find out what they say. I don't have to understand what they say. Just like many people could be talking in different languages. I don't have to stand and go learn that language to find out what they said. I don't care. And the other thing is that is in your own language, you still should treat it as if it's not in your language. It comes up. The same thing. If your brain makes all kinds of suggestions and attractions and this and that, you choose. You are the only one who has the power of choosing or vetoing. The brain doesn't. The brain can possibly suggest things, but you're the only one who have the veto power. In the study that Dr. Leibet did in the video that I have prepared for you guys, it's a 45-minute video, but in the experiment that we get to Dr. Leibet in there, we have Dr. Sperry, Dr. Penfield, Dr. Owens, and then we have Dr. Leibet in the same video. Brain was shown in the laboratory with many participants. It can have a spike half a second before you make a decision, an activity before you make a decision. but it has no activity and no spike when you veto that decision. Understand? Check it out. It is very exciting to know that you are the ultimate boss. So it suggests to you that this is you're attracted to, whether it is or not, or whatever suggestion, if the brain says or somebody else says, what you can veto it. So no, it's not in line with my values. Fuck it, done. You don't have to be listening. Your problem is you're listening to your brain. Who said the brain is you? You're not the brain. Brain is not you. So you have the ultimate power to veto, because Dr. Leibotz's experience showed that when you want to make a decision, let's say as simple as pushing the button, not when you push the button, just deciding to push the button, there's a spike in the brain half a second before you make that decision. Then you make the decision, then you go and push the button. But when a decision is suggested and the brain, let's say, had a spike half a second before that, but you decide to veto this decision, brain is silent. There is no spike in it. Brain is not even involved, which means ultimately you're the boss. You're the intellect. Brain is just a machine. Brain is just a reactionary. Brain is just an organ that does certain things. It sees things, but it's not the maker of those things. It sees, it recognizes things. It's like saying, oh, my eye created that. Because it's seeing it, I like it. No, your eye sees it. It sees a millions of things. Doesn't mean just because your eyes is capable of seeing things, it means you like everything that the eye sees. You decide on what the eye sees based on your values and your interests. And the eye cannot just say, oh, I'm looking at this, so that means you like it. And say, no, fuck you, I don't like it. I'm the boss, I choose. Same thing. The brain conjures up something and could have a spike before a decision is made. But when you veto it, brain is dead. No activity, which means brain is not an intellect. It's just a reactionary machine. Capiche? All right. Rani says, okay. All right, we did that. Abhishek says, thanks. Abhishek says, launch one course regarding relationship on Udemy. I tried to put something on Udemy. It's too much shit I gotta create. So I said, look, if anybody wants to have a course, then eventually what I'm going to do when my a friend in UK completes the site, the new site, and I'll have programs for group discussion on Zoom. Then I can put programs there and then record it, and then people can simply rent it, so to speak, or participate live, 10 people, a certain number of people, 10, 15 people, and then we could have a group discussion and they could enjoy participating in the discussion with other people's points of views and challenges or their own. And instead of, let's say, paying that amount per hour privately, which is still going to be available, they will pay half the amount or 1/4 of the amount. Like, I don't know, it's going to be minimum 10, 15 people. It's going to be like $25 or $50 or $35. I don't know what the number is going to be, instead of $115. So that's going to be changed because the numbers, like whoever gets the package right now, that's going to be this old price. But we are trying to meet with the other availabilities out there. So we're going to up the price of the private discussion. But if you guys happen to have some kind of a package, that stays as it is today. But anyhow, we'll have that group discussion thing, which will make it more affordable for lots of people. Like we'll have like maybe 2 hour session, but like 10, 15 people there, maybe each pay $25 or whatever the number is going to be, but they each can get to ask, as many questions as it comes turn for them. And Elmira says, "Hi, I just realized." Realized what, dear? Hmm? Help me out. Give me the info. Throw me the bone. Dr. Evil here. Mm, what a lovely tea. Perfect for this time, this event. It's called Allegro. Allegro tea. Ingredient: organic green tea, organic pomegranate flavor, organic cranberry flavor. No, that's not the one I'm having. Don't fool me. I know what I had today. This was the one. I had, did I? Yeah. I have 4 o'clock. Oh, this is not 4 o'clock. It's organic jasmine tea. Lovely. Organic jasmine green leaves, organic green tea leaves, jasmine green tea, green tea. How many times is it repeating itself? It's just green tea. Ingredients are 3 lines. Well, all the same. Organic green tea organic, tea organic green. Lots of things in it. Uh, Elmira says, "Oh, sorry, Marianne Johns. I was talking to Sonia June." Oh, okay. All right. Good. I didn't see you guys talking to each other. Did you? Cool. How do you do that? I don't. You do. Oh, privately maybe because I didn't. I don't see it here. And Morgan Freelancer says, "Hi, Meran. Hello, Morgan." Says, "How do we learn to believe in ourselves? Believe to believe in yourself. The intellect, so that the actions we choose to take become second nature and there is no doubts involved. That's when you keep doing the right thing, whatever is right for you. And then after a while, that becomes a habit. Because when you focus on how it becomes a habit, it's pretty much the same way that OCD changes its behavior from initial stages to more difficult stages to get rid of it. Based on neuroscience of habit, when you have an OCD, so you need to perform a compulsion. And when you did the compulsion, there would be dopamine secreted. So now the brain is doing the compulsion because of the obsession. There's an obsession, you do the compulsion, but when you keep doing the compulsion, and every time that you do the compulsion, there's dopamine is secreted. And every time that dopamine is secreted, it's an encouragement for you to do the compulsion. So pretty much after a while, without you knowing, you will not mind. You do mind, but you don't mind the obsession, because then it will give you a hope for a something good is happening, which would be dopamine, because you're going to do the compulsion. Now, so obsession brings the compulsion. And then every time you do the compulsion, you get that good feeling of a dopamine. And then after a while, you're no longer doing the compulsion because of the obsession. You're doing it, but actually you're doing it to get the dopamine. And once you do that hundreds of times, no longer you're doing the compulsion to get the dopamine. You're doing it because it becomes your habit. And that's when it becomes a little bit more difficult to get rid of the OCD. That's when then you need to connect the reason of you wanting to separate yourself from it to be health reasons. The study shows that when you connect the reason for you not to continue the compulsion because of it has been created as a habit, and it becomes very difficult to get rid of the habit. But once you connect this habit to health and see how detrimental it is for your health and that is contrary to your well-being, then you will be highly motivated, and that's the time you can quit it. Like the people who actually smoke, they do number of movements before they're actually smoking, but they are oblivious to all those movements. Dr. Schwartz explains that when you want to, if let's say you're a smoker, you take the package out, you open the wrapper, open the second wrapper, you tear it apart, you take one out, you put it in your lips, then you get a fire, which is against the safety of a human being, about 2 inches away from your lips, your face. And none of that bother you, and you don't even remember having gone through all these movements to get to this part, and you lit it. If somebody asks you, are you aware that you did all this? No, I'm just aware I'm smoking. So when a person wants to get rid of that habit, they have found out that the best way would be, and the only successful way, is when they realize and focus on the effect of smoking on their health, which apparently is a part in the brain that is very helpful in encouragement and power that they need to wean them out of that smoking, because it is connected to health, which is the main focal point for human survival. So all these are something that you probably would pay attention more when you are dealing with OCD, to understand how it works and how it ends up being more of an OCD than it was at the beginning. The sooner you realize how detrimental it can be, the sooner you want to get rid of it by knowledge. Emmanuel presses test one. But did you change your Emmanuel says, I miss you on Instagram, Aaron. Did you? What do you mean? I wasn't on Instagram lately. April Monique says, hi, Meran. So happy I found your page. I'm so happy you found my page too. But would you let me know a little bit about yourself? I think it's the first time you're joining us, aren't you? So our protocol asks for age, gender, where you're tuning in from. And she says, can you please do a video on ghosting? Don't I have one? Could be maybe the only one that I haven't made one video. I've got 3,000 videos on this channel, guys. Have you noticed, guys and girls? And shame on you if you don't promote this beautiful channel. I must say that it's a beautiful channel. So much work has gone into it, and it's still what 23,000 subscribers. Isn't it shameful? And they're garbage channels with garbage content. It's got like 800,000 subscribers. What the heck is going on? Honestly, pissing me off. Says, can you please do a video on ghosting, especially when one has had a physical relationship with someone? I suffer love addiction and abandonment issue. Oh, okay. Well, listen, April, you may want to go on my site, mind@6truth.com, make an appointment for us for Skype consultation. This matter that you're talking about, it needs a one-on-one and more direct and interactive discussion than it can be done here. Some of the questions are here just lecture type and discussion short, and that I can, included. But when this is, not every ghosting is handled the same way, if you want to talk about it. But once I know nitty gritties, then I can use those nitty gritties and then bring to your attention why you should actually move on and what happened, and analyze those behaviors for you, so you decide, not me. You see it that actually you unwant the person, not that you're in love and you're trying to deal with it. You got to find reasons and ways and how things are analyzed to see the clarity, so you, as the boss of it, unwant the guy. Not that you feel victim. I want you to become a leader, the master of this particular challenge, not a victim of it. As long as you're a victim, you're waiting for someone to hand in something to you, a handout, to decide for you, have mercy on you. I want you to be the ferocious tiger. The prime directive is survival. And you get out of that rot. Nobody can bring you down, and nobody deserves your love, whether you've slept with them or not. Doesn't matter. It's not a, so what? And she says, I'm suffering extreme mental pain since he ghosted me. The action do not match the person. No, actually it does, but you just couldn't see the person inside the shield. These bastards are simply cowards. Yeah, they can't come out and say, look, before sleeping with you, say, look, I'm not into relationship. I like you and I want to have sex with you. This is honest. You decide, knowing it. But for some girls, not all girls, for some girls, sex is very, very special, very important. So for that reason, you got to understand how important is it for the guy and what is his intention before you actually, you know, serve the dish. Serve the delicacy. So you have to have respect for yourself to do your due diligence and discovery. Who's this guy? That's why these are things I don't know. How long you guys been together? What went on? What didn't go on? What signals were there? So if you can, first of all, where are you? Go on my site, mind@sixtruth.com, and make a Skype appointment for us, and we'll discuss it in detail. And then if you make a 1 hour consultation registration, I'll throw in an hour for you the first time, so we'll have 2 hours. It's a long time, so we can explore things one-on-one on Skype. And says, having a difficult time comprehending and accepting this. Well, all right then, that's what you should do. We won't be able to do it here. Morgan Freelancer sends us a super chat. Thank you for that, Morgan. It says it's a nice market. It's a niche market. Oh, it's a niche market. Lol. Fantastic channel though. The quantity of subscribers doesn't reflect the quality of the content. Keep up the great work. Yes, thank you, Morgan. I appreciate that for your kind words and the love and attention for the channel and the content. And I happen to agree with you. I am unanimous on that, just as Hayasan in one of the UK sitcoms. What was it? What was the name of it? It was a really, it was very interesting. I always enjoyed it. Hyacinth with her periwinkle set of cups and things, and I don't know if you guys, Morgan, where are you? Tell me where you're located. Maybe if you're in UK, you've probably seen that series. And she always said, I am unanimous on that. So I'm unanimous on that. Yes, you're right. And thank you again for the attention. Aha, yes. Keeping up appearances. Yes, yes, yes. Ireland. Yes. Thank you, Morgan. Yes. Yes. Keeping up appearances. I love that show. I haven't seen it for a long time. I used to watch it all the time. I mean, whenever. I guess I can still do it on internet. I haven't done it. But it was one of the beautiful times for me, a cup of tea and just watch it and laugh. And then also the other one I loved, I really liked, it was a UK program also, Have You Been Served? Mr. Peacock and Mr. Humphrey and all this stuff that goes going on. It was just amazingly great. I enjoyed that. They don't make sitcoms. They don't make programs like that anymore. Honestly. And Dave Allen show was good. I always watch that. It's funny. And Two Ronnies, of course, is all good. And Carp123 says, "Are you being served?" Cheers, Mara. Hello. Is this Carpe Diem from Canada? Or have you changed your screen? Or is it another a friend from somewhere else? Guys, don't worry. Don't worry. Don't forget to Carpe Diem. Yes, good. Good to see you. Haven't heard from you for so long. Hope you're doing well. Great, great. Yeah. Okay. What else we have here? We have only 7 people here, but we are having a enjoyable evening. Lots of different topics and interests. A bunch of uh, positive energy people here. Carp123, Morgan, April, Emmanuel, Elmira, Abhishek, Rani, Atif, Sonia, Mazakiral, and that's it. All positive and good energy people here. Delighted. Delighted to spend some time with you guys. Well, I've always been having a baseball cap on, and now I have a hard time recognizing myself now that I don't have my cap, my cap on. So maybe I should myself put my credentials here. Age where I'm tuning in from. And Carp says, "Are you using a green screen? Your cup looks like..." Yes, 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 I do. Actually, not behind me, just by the system here. So it's beautiful. I left it like that because when I lift up my cup, it can show the actual the what I have on the green screen. It's beautiful because in the middle of my discussion, I can see my favorite place in the world, Maui. I love this place. I miss it. I haven't been there since 2019, before all the crap that hit the fan here. Yeah, yeah, Carpe Diem. It's it's just my way of kind of bringing that special feeling into myself when I could be in the middle of a discussion with you guys and have no focus on anything else. But as soon as I bring this up, oh, it just gives me that vacation away for a moment. Just makes the tea that much more delicious to me. Yeah, you're right. Very relaxing. Look, amazing. And then let's see what else is here. Ocean, horizon, Boat. I wonder what they're doing in there. Fishing, sightseeing. Could be probably one of those. Now we have the Black Rock here. Beyond it is my favorite beach. Beyond that, and this is right here is where my hotel was. Right on the beach. Amazing area. Anyhow, okay, we all took a travel to Maui. And he says, "Are you planning to go soon and visit now?" I would like to, but no, I am not having that thing in, and I won't. So I guess traveling is out of the picture for now. Okay. So, guys, what's going on? We're almost an hour. If there's no more questions, I guess I can mosey on out. Give me 1 second. I open that window. I guess it's a bit hot here. Not hot, but I'm usually a cold person. Like I like cold unless I'm in tropical places. So when I have like too much clothes on, it kind of cramps my style. Carpe Diem says, "It was good to see you, Mehran. Take good care of yourself." Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It was lovely to see you as well. Delighted you could make it. Always pleasure to see you or to hear from you. So, so we have 9 people. Okay, guys, looks like that we have run our course tonight. I think there's no more questions or interests at the moment. You guys must be all busy, maybe dinner time or whatever it is. So it's time for me to say, I love you all. Thank you very much for being here and giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. And I look forward to talk to you again, maybe spontaneously or Saturday, 1 p.m., as usual as it could be. In the meantime, be good to yourself and to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.